So in the previous video, I was talking about something I call a power brain and para peers. The idea is basically this, that when you assume that experience is fundamental and you go a few steps and then you eventually realize that semantics will only be experiential. There's no semantics in physical stuff. Semantics is only perceived, interpreted. It's not in the thing that is being interpreted. It's implied by experience. And then you come to the conclusion that because some of the semantic things about you are not in experience, then there has to be other experiential agents, other experiences, perceiving perceiving themselves as the avatar that is you in the perception of everyone else, but are not you, and have like their own unique different experience, different perception of the wakeful reality and all that stuff. And that's what I call a power peer. It's like it's a peer of the power brain. The power brain is like a collection of brains, as if each in its own universe. It's perceiving the same wakeful reality they share with everyone else, but from a different universe, and they are alongside each other. That's why power brain, and each one of them is a peer, so that's why I call it the power peer. Okay, that's that I did that in a different video. I maybe put some more clarifications on this one, but that's basically the topic. But I understand the interesting thing about this. Well, there's a lot to say about that. That's like, yeah, now you thought you are the only one that is in control, that is there, and now you realize that you're just one among many, that you think is you, that everyone perceives as you, that the thing that you do when you're not yourself, there is something that is like to be that other thing, that other one that takes your role. Some would call it demonic possession. I think it's fundamental to what it means to be human. Like that's just it's not an exception. It's the norm. But this is only one side of this. Like it goes even weirder. So if you think about this, like okay, so you have a collection of experiential agents, each a bit different. They all have the same. To be them is the same. To be, it's the same experience. That's a different video, but the physical substance, the thing that manipulates them, the body that manipulates them is different. That's why they behave different. Part of the reason why they behave different. I'm not going to go in there right now. So they have a different body, slightly different body, a slightly different producer of perception. But now you have to think about it. Okay, so let's consider this as if you have many. You have a computer game, a video game, and first-person shooter, and you play as one. As you hold your gun and you walk around in the game world, and there is another player that is also trying to walk around in the game world. Every time they're trying to take a turn that is different from yours, you feel like something is pushing you back to their direction, and they feel the same. And eventually, you all reconcile into this one entity inside the game world, unless you break apart, and that can happen. But forget about that. That can be mental disease. That can be anyway, dissociative mental disorders. So you have that. So you have lots of players somehow bound together into the same game world, even though they have some capacity to make changes, like different decisions, but they reconcile. But what if they now think about a different thing? What if the thing that is beside you, that is manipulated, is not trying to compete with you on the level of where your special location is gonna be? Maybe just affecting your more abstract decisions, like think about this, think about that, don't think about that, feel this, don't feel that. Now, and so that one doesn't have, like, is not limited to that other player is not limited to reconciliations on the spatial location, your spatial location. And it can therefore equally influence as many players as it wants. So it's basically there's something that's like to be it, but it's not. It never manifests as an entity in the game, in the virtual world of the game. It's like a back-end thing. That is what I call a distributed power player, because it affects many players, many power players. But that thing, now I'm saying this is possible, but you have to understand what this means. It means that the abstract things that affect you, say what Freud, let's say, called the superego. There's the id, which is like, let's say, it's this, parts of your subconscious that is affecting you and is part of it, and it wants to be the avatar, the body that you are, the corporeal body that you are. And then there's let's say the superego, what he called. I'm not going to take his taxonomy like face value, but I'm just saying that the superego that merges the ideology of everyone else, and there's something that's like to be it too. Because, it's possible that there's something that's, it could be just an idea, but it could also be a manifestation of an experiential agent, but that there's something like that it's like to be it, but it doesn't compete for a spatial existence, a corporeal existence, just like blind people don't compete for the visibility. So, or the visual aspects of reality, they just don't. So, and then you get the distributed power pair. But what is that? That's something like you never knew it existed. But it can manifest. And if it manifests, where can it manifest? So one place it can manifest is in every place there's an agreement between a lot of people about ideas. Like every time they agree on an ideology, there could be something that it's like to be that uniting essence. And when you have like a social network, let's say, that all people are thinking the same memes and believing the same ideas, there could be something that it's like to be that entity that emerges from that computer social network. And if you think about the sway, like if experience can change as I argued, can change change reality from outside the laws of nature. That's just one, and then it has to reconcile with everyone, and then you get like what the nature as you know it. So one cannot do a lot, but what if a lot of them do the same thing? Then they are in agreement, and then they can make changes to the entire universe and make it stick. So you get from some kind of like omnipotence on the level of an individual that doesn't really carry over to the group. You get to a real, or something that looks like real omnipotence, although it only affects those that this distributed power pair affects. So you get to God. You finally see like an emergence of something that looks like God, behaves like that, quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, talks like a duck. It's not exactly a duck, because you wanted God to be something else, but it really is. You wanted it to be omnipotent. You wanted it to be like perfect. But it's just an emergent property, or not emergent property. It's just someone that it's like to be, just one another, like you. But it has a different capacities and works on different levels. Well, so you see, this goes deep. I'm walking through this quickly. I'm trying to, but yeah, this is deep, and this is you won't even be aware that the possibility exists unless you start taking this theory not so much seriously, but investing your mental energy into trying to understand it.